Hi everybody. So today I'm going to talk about education and self-education and learning. One of the things that I like to do when I have the time, and it's a shame that I don't have that much time to do it these days, but I'm trying to actually schedule it into my weekends to actually do a bit more reading. But there's a few key books before I started Shoestring that I read that I want to share with you that gave me some really good advice and have helped really form some of the strategies and some of the processes that we've implemented in Shoestring. So the first one is probably the latest one that I've read, which is Key Person of Influence by Daniel Priestley. It's really, really great in terms of it makes you really assess how you are approaching your industry. So it's all about becoming that key person of influence in, I don't know, if you're opening up a bakery, how can you be the most influential baker in Australia in that space? And it's all about talking around how you create your product, how you push your product out to the market, and how you brand yourself and get the word out there to make sure that people come to you as the expert in that space. Another one that I read a really long time ago was the Secrets Exposed series. Now this is by Dale Beaumont. There's I think 11 or 16, there's a heap in the series. The one that I really like is this Small Business Owners Guide one. Now I consider myself a small business owner. Yeah, we talk about entrepreneurs and that kind of thing, but I think that there's a lot to be learned from small business owners as an entrepreneur and as somebody that's wanting to scale a business really fast. So that's another one that I would read. This one is a really easy, nice read, and it's inspiring. It's by one of my friends, Dori Kodahi, and I learned a lot because Dori actually was one of the first people that I spoke to when I was starting Shoestring. He was one of the first people I interviewed, and after the interview I read his book, and it really takes you on the journey of how he went from being in school, failing the HSC and everything, to building a business that's now listed in the BRW Fast Starters. He's one of the BRW Young Rich List members. So definitely an inspiring, down-to-earth read about how to practically get to where you want to go. And of course, everyone's favourite, and it's one of mine too. It's called The Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. Now, this is really, really inspiring stuff, and I continually always go back and flick through. I use this kind of like a diary or an encyclopedia. That's why it looks a bit ratty at the moment, because there's some great tips on websites to use for productivity. There's great tips on how to prioritize the way that you're going to work, and there's also some really great tips on how to structure your work week so you get the best out of it and you get to have the life that you want to live. And it's all about the new rich rather than accumulation of wealth, but the new rich being that it's about spending your time the way you want to spend it and leading a happy and successful life. So those are some of my choices, guys. I want to know, what are you reading? What have you found inspiring? And if you're writing a book, send it to us so we can read it and do a bit of a review. I'll see you next week. Until then, keep selling hard. See you later, guys.